Do we find ourselves alive? Are we alive? Welcome to wherever you're at. Wherever you're at's where you belong. You don't belong anywhere near me. That's the truth of the matter. Because I'm a lonesome highwayman. We got Mike Ball lighting the fires. We're not ready to light the fires yet. We've kicked the tires, but we ain't lit the fires. Oh shit. Let me show you kids something. We've got royalty in the house. Yeah, I'm protesting ICE. There's a lot of ICE out there. I fucking hate it. But we have royalty in the trucking industry. Look at that cab over. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Hell yeah. That is royalty right there. Dude. That is friggin' awesome. I mean, it sucks that he's doing flatbed because you got to get all that ice and snow off your trailer before you go get loaded. Very, very rare do we get to see trucking royalty like that. Because most of us are undocumented workers and we bought our licenses in Somalia. Speaking of generalities, truck drivers, we're not the heroes of the highway that we once were. When that cab over was built, probably in the late 90s, trucking was a totally different landscape. And we're not heroes anymore. We are wage slaves. We are given the opportunity to pretend to be our own bosses. And we all live a lie thinking that one day I'm gonna own this truck. And by the time you get the truck paid off, it costs so much in maintenance that you go bankrupt. So yeah, get into the trucking industry. It's great. We got commentary. For some reason, I can't. YouTube's not letting me post questions. I can start a super chat goal. Let's see. I'm gonna set the chat filter to all messages. Moderators, let the trolls do their thing. It's fun. We've only got one like in the house. Get the fuck out of it. If you're not going to press the like button, tap the screen twice. Or get the fuck out. I'm pretty sure Mike Ball is the only one that pressed the like button. There's 26 people watching. Motobomb Virginia says, Woot, good afternoon. It is afternoon. We're having ourselves a little bit of a nooner. Hanging out here doing some noon-like activities in the presence of others. Always under surveillance. Because we live in a surveillance state. You can't get away with nothing. By the way, if you're going to go to a protest, go well armed every time. If you really think there's tyranny going on in your government, please take arms. Okay? The rest of the country is a little tired of you claiming there's a civil war. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead. Finding out needs to happen, so start fucking around. Oh, I say this from my lofty diesel-powered throne. As I look down upon society and watch all you idiots with your $1,000 a month car payments and your $2,500 a month mortgage payments, and somewhere in between all that, you're paying $1,200 a month for medical insurance, and you're worried about 2 people that got shot by federal agents, and you think it's the end of the fucking world? I swear to God, COVID-19 ruined everybody's minds. Something with less than a 1% fatality rate caused the entire world to go home and sit on its hands and order food and Amazon and Netflix. And you wonder why you're broken right now? There you go. Answered it. Yeah. Welcome to my show. We're going to answer some things today. Anyway, Cheap Freight Hauler protesting the cold. Yes, it's the ice is out there. Hey, look at the $1,000 a month car payment sitting there. Not the Lowe's Love's driver looking to fix somebody. But yeah, Jeep Gladiator Rubicon. That is a $72,000 Jeep. And his car payment's $1,000 a month. Ford F-150 Sport. Also, $70,000 truck. $1,000 a month. There's your proud Americans for you. Oh, look. F-250 Power Stroke. That was a $60,000 truck that just passed. People are spending a lot of money to look cool or have new stuff. It's kind of scary. But, you know, we're protesting ICE today. All that ICE out there, I don't agree with it. I want all that ICE out of my community. Cheap Freight Hauler says clear and dry around here. Cheap Freight Hauler is in Georgia somewhere. Mike Ball, also known as Insane Wheels, hear the battle cry, where metal and mayhem never die. Mike Ball, always good to see you. Cheap Freight Hauler says cab over love. Yeah, we saw the cab over truck. He pulled in here for a second, spun around, and got the hell out. Cheap Freight Hauler says love the look, but wouldn't want to drive one full time. Yeah, they're not that comfortable. Mike Ball's laughing because I'm protesting ICE the way you're supposed to. Motobomb Virginia says rough ride. They do ride pretty rough. The last cab over that I drove was a Freightliner Argosy, and it did ride a little rough. Cheap Freight Hauler says I like to stand up to put my pants on. Yeah, the problem with a cab over is it's a low roof, so you got to lay down to put your pants on in the morning, or you just never take your pants off, or you just never wear pants to begin with. Motobomb Virginia says my uncle drove cab over in the 80s. All of our uncles did. Speaking of cab overs, we got Old Mac saying good afternoon, my friends. It has warmed up enough that the birds have started flying. You'll see some birds flying around. I woke up and it was like 1 degree outside. I've been on a safety hold, which means the company that I drive for said don't move your truck. Find a safe place and just camp out. So that's what we have done this weekend. My load doesn't pick up until 4 p.m. I don't have to be there until 4 p.m. and it is only noon. So I'm gonna sit here and yap at you. I need to make sure you're doing okay. So let me know your location and how you're doing. I think today's a Monday. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or not. I work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So days of the week don't mean nothing to me. It is extremely bright outside. That's why I've got my my winter pair of sunglasses on. I usually try to protect my eyes as best I can. I'm more of a night driver, so I'm always wearing sunglasses and stuff. Old Mac, good to see you in here. Afternoon, my friends. Cheap Freight Hauler says I'm not a real trucker because I like plastic trucks with condo sleepers, which is what I'm inside right now. Good old Tupperware Tina. That's Kenworth T680, and the interior doesn't rattle that much. If you kids watch my channel and you see some of my motor vlogs when I'm here in the semi truck, I usually put on my GoPro head camera right there. Right, we get the angle just about right. Hero 11 Mini. They're junk cameras, but they treat me pretty well, and I like the smaller form factor. and they're cheap right now because they don't make them anymore. But yeah, all I do is press a button, bam, we're recording. And that's how I do my my friggin' that's how I do my motor vlogs. So I'm gonna shut it off because I'm wasting battery. I've been given the opportunity to ask a question, so I'm gonna do that. Or yeah, okays. I think YouTube might have taken the ability for me to ask questions because I asked some pretty spicy questions. So there's a Q&A. Let's put it right there. Insane Wheels, Mike Ball saying hi to Old Mac. Motobomb Virginia says hi, Old Mac. Old Mac is our resident Old Mac. And he's good people, very good people. He's been in the trucking industry. He's been around the aerospace industry. He is a man of many talents. And when he's talking, I'm listening. It's important to listen to everything our elders say because they're not going to be with us forever. And there's a war on information and the propaganda that wants you to be panicked and freaked out all the time. So it's important to shut off the television and talk to somebody that's older than you and find out why they believe what they believe. You don't have to believe what they believe, but find out why. And you'll be surprised. Because what you believe right now is not what you're going to believe in the future. Everyone changes their mind. You have to. That's part of growing and adapting and becoming an adult. So yeah, let's get to some more comments, huh? The old raver dropped Russian comments. I can't read it. Chief Frank Holler, I'm going to tweet about inequality from my $1,100 iPhone. Good idea. Henry the Poker, I just caught my brother with my wife. Did you give him a high five? It's not gay if you give him a high five. Just don't look him in the eyes when he's doing it. Bill Duty, how's it going, brother? Hope you have a great day. We have started our day, sorta. We're out here protesting ICE. You can see the snow plows are out. I don't like ICE, so I'm just going to sit here in my semi-truck and critique it. You know, I oppose what ICE has done to the local community. It has contributed to the downfall of society, and yeah, I don't like ICE today. I really don't, and it's just not the ICE that you see here in front of the truck. Right now, we have a gathering of ICE. There's a big old pile of ICE right there. I'm surrounded by ICE, and I don't like it. You know, this is not what I voted for. You know, I voted for peace and tranquility and hope and change. And now I'm being suppressed by all this whiteness. And I don't think I can stand for this anymore. So yeah, Bill Duty, we're having a great day. Fresh Static Snow, I lick men. Well, clean your tongue before you do that. Okay? You don't want to spread disease. Wear a condom on your tongue before you go licking men. Nurian Zerp, huh? Jeez. Hey, bro, how going? It's going good. I'm glad you're here. I was waiting for you. Park City Powder. Hey, Sterling, stay safe. Looking like great powder. Powder. Park City, are you changing your name like every month? Because I think you were Salt Lake Snow Bunny, then you were Powder Girl, and now you're Park City Powder. You girls and your multiple personalities. Good thing you're hot. Otherwise, that wouldn't be tolerated. Listen, if you get a little bit fat, if you get 30 pounds overweight, your bullshit will not be tolerated. Just keep that in mind, okay? Your bullshit will be rebuked the second you put on 30 extra pounds. This is Uncle Sterling talking to you. Chief freight hauler loading generators in Georgia, heading to North Carolina to help the people up there. That's good. That's good. Nerlin says, which city? We are in Moberly, Missouri. We're in the middle of Missouri. And it was pretty cold and crazy the last couple of days. And we parked and waited it out. It is clearing. It's still cold. But I don't have to pick up another load until this afternoon, so I'm not in a hurry to do it. I made sure the truck is fine, the brakes aren't frozen, the fuel tank's not frozen, the engine runs, the coolant's fine, checked all my fluids, everything's good. I'm ready to go. I don't want to go, but I'm ready to go. Big Racer says, Merc, baby, 100%. Good times. Mark Salmon says, Uncle Jesse loved you on the Dukes. On the Duke of Hazzard. Just a good old boy. Shane Henderson said, hi, good seeing you. Chief Freight Hauler says, okay, yes, thanks. Oh, yeah, there's a question up there you're supposed to be answering. I don't know if it's the same location that I'm pointing, but there's a question up there. Patricia says, cold. It is very cold. It's 9 degrees outside right now. Sick Bastards late word. Patricia says, stay safe. Stay safe. That's everybody else's responsibility, honestly. That's why I wear my seatbelt and I drive a truck that's got traction control and ABS and all that other stuff. I don't have to be responsible. You know, I barely have to drive this thing. It's everybody else that has to protect me. That's the American spirit. But yeah, we'll be safe. Days of Futures Past. You don't hate people, you hate the Nazis. Why? Why do you hate the Nazis? Do you even know what Nazi stands for? It's National Socialists. So learn the definition before you start throwing it around at random. Because if it wasn't for the Germans, we wouldn't have Social Security and cool German cars. And let's just say there were some medical experiments that they did on a certain race of people that resulted in some medical breakthroughs later on. Listen, stop throwing around words like that, because all it does is make everyone yawn and nobody pays attention to it. If you go around calling people Nazis all the time, they stop listening. It doesn't mean anything. And then eventually they'll be like, okay, I'm a Nazi. So what? What are you going to do about it? And we're at a point in society right now where nobody's doing anything about anything. All we're doing is complaining and whining and bitching on the internet. Kind of feels like I'm doing that right now. Days of Future Past. They're like zombies with their zombie dogs. You simply can't reason with them. It's true. Jamie says, yeah. Are you okay? Good. Jamie's okay. Days of Future Past. The reason why they're zombies is because of how they are able to function to begin with. The answer is yes, says Jamie. Tier 225, or is it Terror? I will mess up your names if they're not American. If you ain't American, I'm gonna mess up your names. You in DFW? That's Dallas Fort Worth. No, but I do have friends up there. They say it is awful. The ice was really bad there. We're in Mississippi. Actually, we're in Missouri. I don't know where I'm at anymore. Does it really matter where I'm at? It doesn't. Because I'm everywhere. I'm omnipresent. I'm exactly like Jesus. I'm everywhere. You can just close your eyes and pray for me, and I will be there. Ghana says, victim of manufactured stupidity. There's no victims. There's only volunteers. Scout says, I like the name Steering Wheel. Well, you've watched long enough to realize that it's Sterling Wheel. But, you'll figure it out. I'm Guy says, this is the least peaceful protest I've ever seen. Are you sure? Looks pretty peaceful out there. Huh? Park City Powder says, yep, Sterling, that's me. See, I knew it. I knew it. I know my hot chicks that hang out around my channel. Trust me, I know all of you. I watch carefully. Thank you for being a hot chick watching my channel. It's appreciated. Stout says sorry. Sterling wheel. That's right. Joe Time 777. The 777s. The trilogy of sevens. Says, I'm obese. Join the club. It's okay. That just means you're American. You're thoroughly American. Everybody's friggin' 90. I think it's just the where I'm at right now. But I've only seen like maybe 2 or 3 skinny people. I'm a fat fuck myself. Because I make bad choices in life and nobody's going to stop me. But yeah, obesity is everywhere. It's hard to believe that America is crumbling with as fat as everybody is. Oh, Days of Future Past. I don't like the Nazis for a bit. That's really the ones I don't like because they're weird. Zombies, literally. It's so right now you are a volunteer of a positioning statement. You need to realize that calling people names and segmenting people is what's wrong with society. You need to realize that everybody is their individual person and they're all stupid and they all suck. But you don't have to resort to calling them names. Because what's it going to solve? Not a damn thing. The Frogzilla says hi to Sterling. It's nice out right now. From inside my truck, it's like 70 degrees in here. I got that bunk heater. It's shooting flames. I got marshmallows roasting on the bunk heater right now. 9 degrees outside and it's probably 70 in here. Good seeing you here, Frogzilla. Days of Future Past says dead snow vibes. We got dead snow. Are you saying that? Are you saying all that snow's dead? We got dead snow? Or are you just seeing the piles of dead snow? Has there been a massacre of snow? Has there been a massacre of frozen precipitation? And now they're making mass graves for the snow. Frogzilla says yes. The answer to the question, "Are you okay?" is yes. Greg Bain says America first, MAGA 2028. No, America only. Fuck off. Muhammad says, is your class icing up? There is no class around here. It's frosty, but we're not icing up. We got the heater running. There was a plow truck that drove around the parking lot here a few minutes ago, and he was salting the parking lot as well. So later this afternoon, this parking lot will return to its natural form and not be all icy. Chief Freight Hauler, green light, time to steal it up, hit the road, have a great one, Sterling. Yeah, I'll be hitting the road later this afternoon. We got 27 people watching with 22 likes. Double tap that screen, get some like action in here. Get your liking on. I want you to throttle that like button. I want you to pound that like button. That's all you got to do around here. Keeps the lights on. Martin Taylor says, what a wild coincidence. I just happened on the stream, as you said, you're in Moberly. Of all places, I have lots of family in Moberly. It's kind of a cool place, Martin Taylor. I delivered to the Walmart DC right down the street on Saturday, I believe it was. And I made it through the storm, got here as the storm was hitting. And by the time I got delivered, it took 2 hours to get the trailer unloaded. My company issued a shutdown order, which means you park your truck and you wait. So all the warnings that they gave over the weekend to, hey, make sure you got water, make sure you got food. Do you have food in here, Sterling? Make sure you got snacks and water. Make sure you've got a sweater. Make sure you got a beanie, some good eyewear. Make sure you're prepared, right? And yeah, so I parked it for the weekend, got a hotel room, got to chill, got to stay away from the truck for a little bit. I've been living in the truck a little bit too much. You go crazy, you get stir crazy after a while. And ate some terrible food yesterday. There's a Chinese buffet right across from where I'm sitting. So I got to partake in some awful, awful Chinese food. By the second plate, it all tastes the same, right? I mean, like, why? I mean, come on now. But yeah, Martin Taylor. Say hi to your family in Moberly. Let them know that I probably saw them at the Chinese buffet yesterday. And they should have paid for my meal. Okay? We're all family here. If you see me in public, just pay my bill. Okay? I'm a suffering truck driver. I'm oppressed by all this. I'm oppressed by ICE and whiteness. I'm in a very oppressed, victimized class of citizen in the United States, and I need support. I really need support. That's why you got to hit the like button. Hit the like button for oppression and despair. And yeah. Days of Future Past says Nazis are not human. It's quite obvious at this point. That's nice. Wesley Too Real, you're clearly uneducated. I will be unsubscribing. Well, rub your nipples before you unsubscribe and get the fuck out. Cheap Freight Hauler has retracted a statement. A statement has been retracted by Cheap Freight Hauler. It was probably because he supports the Nazis, but, you know, it's fine. To each his own. It's America. Free speech. Buck Brown is the Diesel Deacon, by the way. I do these live shows every once in a while called the Church of Wheel. And Buck Brown would come in there every once in a while because he is the Diesel Deacon. I am the gas pastor. Shannon Thomas Trucking is the sister of Conveyance. Buck Brown says, Wesley, this channel isn't for everyone. No, it's not. If you don't like this channel, fuck off. Frogzilla says, Buck Brown, good seeing here. Buck Brown saying hi to Frog. We got Gary Bates saying, hella no. That's the official call sign of Gary Bates is the thumbs up poop emoji. I don't know if you kids can see the comments, but if you see Gary Bates and you see a thumbs up and a poop emoji, that's the real Gary Bates. If you see the poop emoji and a thumbs up, it's Gary Bots. Asparagus Alloy, how do you plead to the femboy allegations? I've got a beard. Femboys don't have beards. Are you fucking retarded? Are you stupid? Go to the internet. Look it up. Elliot Shepard says, fart for me. I can't. I can't trust my farts because yesterday I had Chinese buffet. And it's not the kind of day that you want to trust a fart. I'm just saying. You know? What you got to do is you got to record your farts. When you have a good fart, you need to record it. I mean, we've all got these fancy $1,100 phones and stuff. When you have a good fart, you need to record it. And then on days when you miss having a good, dry, screaming, violent fart, you can just play that video and remember, you know. But right now, unless I wanted to paint the dashboard of this truck, I'm not gonna rip a fart. Unless I want to replace the seat that I'm sitting in, not gonna rip a fart. Sorry. That and I don't take requests without fucking super chat. Man up and start throwing some fucking money. Andrew says ICE equals domestic terrorists. ICE supporters equals subs who have disqualified themselves from the right to exist among the rest of us. That's big words, but how about you take up arms? How about you go down and express your Second Amendment right and take the problem to the streets? But you won't because you're a pussy, and all you're going to do is sit on the internet and litter the comment sections with fruitless allegations and tough boy attitude. None of you pussies are going to do nothing. If you don't like ICE, then fight them. If you don't like your government, then fight it. Otherwise, quit fucking complaining because you ain't doing nothing. Days of Future Past. How do you like somebody that isn't human but is literally a Nazi zombie? Are you stupid or something? Days of Future Past. You want to be like them or something? I doubt it. I'm surprised you have enough IQ to drop comments. Elliot Shepard. Skip the rain. I want chocolate hail. Chocolate hail. Chocolate rain. Rain that is falling chocolate like. Uh-oh, we got Buck Brown sent a gift. He sent a buck. That's funny. Elliot Shepard says, fart for us. I'm not going to. Brown Chicken has dropped a chicken. The question of the day is, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Old Mac, for sure. Mac is always okay. Buck Brown says, I will never be okay. Okay is a 4-letter word, right? Frogzilla! Says Brown Chicken. Randy says, we're still stuck at home in Oklahoma. Yeah, Oklahoma. Oklahoma is still pretty frozen up. The company that I work for has a shutdown order for basically everywhere south of me and to the east. So I'm in one area where we're allowed to drive our semi-trucks and not get fired. Frogzilla staying hi to Sir Mac. Sir Mac is royalty, by the way. Mohammed says, I meant your glasses are icing up. They're frosted lenses. They're anti-glare. Brown Chicken is in the house. Randy says, may God keep you safe. Yes. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And I hope he does the same for you. No 4MK. I grew up in Buffalo, New York. I've been watching people freaking out over a little snow for days. It depends. It depends. You got to keep in mind, this is the first major winter storm that we've had in 6 months. We were probably supposed to have one in November, maybe one in December. So to have a good winter storm this late in January, it's freaking everybody out. And the way the news is wired right now, we need people freaked out. And it's a blessing. You want people freaked out. You want everybody, make sure your notifications are turned on. Make sure you have Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Make sure you have all the social medias, TikTok, YouTube. Make sure you have everything. That way you're too busy staring at your screen to look around and see what's really important in life. That's exactly what they want you to do. They want you thinking everybody's a Nazi. They want you thinking everybody's racist. They want you thinking that ICE is kicking down doors and taking innocent people. They don't think you're stupid. Nobody in power thinks you're stupid. They know you're stupid. Frogzilla is laughing out loud. You should laugh out loud. Spoken Truth 20. What do you think about South Africa and corruption? South Africa is a beautiful area of the world. It's just a shame about the corruption, but there's corruption everywhere. You just got to decide which corruption you want to vote for. What corruption do you want to partake in? Right? There's corruption everywhere. There's no escaping it. The reason America is falling is because everybody's watching us and everybody has the ability to watch us. So everyone thinks that we're this giant beacon of hope and it's worth jumping on a ship or crossing a border and risking being detained by ICE. Everybody came to America seeking milk and honey. And come to find out, the milk is fake and has Monsanto chemicals in it. And honey's got too much sugar in it and you'll die. The honey's got corn syrup in it. Yeah, South Africa. I've known a few people from South Africa, and they're very happy to be in America right now. Ask Elon Musk. I don't know Elon Musk personally, but he's probably he's probably one of the greatest African Americans we have nowadays. If you think about it. At least he's the richest, you know? There's proof that you can be crazy and still make it in the world. That's the greatest thing about America. You can be absolute batshit crazy and still make it in America. It's just whether or not you want to decide, does your craziness hobble you? Are you crazy and so you just got to sit on a couch and play the victim? Or do you realize that your craziness can actually help you get somewhere in the world? That's all you got to figure out. Days of future past, but as soon as I figured out some of these content creators are Nazis, I instantly blocked them. Well, you're a hero, my friend. Salty Badger is in the house. Sterling, if you need support, I recommend a sports bra. They tend to keep things in place. I'm a fat dude, but I ain't got much for titties. I'm disappointed in that. You know, as overweight as I am, I should have a massive set of tits. That way I could just suck on them when I'm driving down the road. But no, the Lord works in mysterious ways. Barrick Build says, that deserves a like for me. Good stuff, brother. Good seeing here. We got 33 people watching, 32 likes. I like those numbers. We're checking in on you guys. We're out here protesting ICE. There's ICE in the parking lot. And fuck you, ICE. I can't see. Get out of my country, ICE. I can protest ICE. Everyone can protest. It's a free country. I got my First Amendment right. I can protest ICE. Right? Right. Welcome to America. Brown Chicken says hi to Salty Badger. By the way, Salty Badger is building a new chopper. And if you check out his channel, in his latest video, he actually performed surgery on the bike frame, the motorcycle frame. He cut the headstock off that bike, and he's starting to get it to where it's going to be raked and stretched, and it's pretty interesting work. So you get to see Salty Badger working on motorcycles. Check out his channel. Kurabati Homake, what's going on here? Just got here. Greetings from Japan. We are in Japan right now. As you can see, just over the freeway overpass is Mount Fuji, and we've got our. Oh, we got reconnected. Surprise, surprise. Had a phone call, had to answer it. Because when people call you, especially the people that pay you, you should probably answer. We're back live. Let's get back to the fucking comments. Mike Ball says, shit. Check out Mike Ball's channel. It's pretty cool. I see the moderators have been poking at the trolls. We don't need any moderating right now. Don't worry about it. Elevator says, are you in the truck? Yes, we are safe in the truck. Tolga's in the house. Salty Badger got his dick stuck to a... What did you do? By the way, I'm still stuck out here in the cold, stuck to the fence post, got too close, peeing. Don't ask, it's uncomfortable, afraid to just jerk it off. You should jerk it off. Either that or spit on it. Try spitting on it. Have you tried spitting on it? Juice Pelia, is this Poland? Yes. We got, welcome to Poland. We're hanging out in the Poland. Right there. We're protesting ICE. Barrick Build says, Shart Gang. Buck Brown says, thanks for the mental image, Salty. Sick Bastard saying hi, Sterling Wheel. D Guard House says, amen, brother. Good seeing you here. Tolga's in here. Sick Bastard saying hi to everybody. Salty Badger says, I'm here all day. You should get a job. Days of Future Past says, nah, people know what they're talking about. Nobody knows what they're talking about. Everyone's stupid. Pokemon Master. Pokemon Master. Where are you at now? Middle of friggin' Missouri somewhere. Frogzilla. I can hear the feelings breaking. Yeah. We got sensitive people in here. We got some sensitive fifis. We got people with their sensitive fifis. We got 35 likes and 29 people watching. That's good numbers. That's good numbers. Hope your kid's doing okay. Lila says, I am grateful. I'm grateful that you're here. I hope you're having a good day. Barrick Build says, truth hurts. Truth has to hurt. It's the only way you're going to learn. If you're going to be a troll, like, say something funny. Don't be retarded. Why you got to be retarded? Days of Future Past, you don't know the origin of zombies? Zombies aren't real. Brown Chicken, trolls come out. Trolls come out to play. Yeah, we like trolls around here. They're fine. Days of Future Past says people would rather make a living. Good idea. Gary Bates says, happy poop. Happy poop? Are you happy pooping? You got a poop that's happy. When you poop, does it make you smile? Are you constipated? Happy poop? Interesting. What state are you in? We are in Missouri. Yeah, don't worry about the trolls. Are you a clown frog? Clown frog? Yes, you are. Barrick Build says, have you tried crying about it? Oh, that's funny. Ben Dime Dio? Demedio? Who cares about foreign country? That's right! Welcome to America. Barrick Build says, good job, Mod. We got some good moderators around here. I don't mind the trolls. They're bored. The Grim Reefer. The Grim Reefer. I love that. Is he too stoned to send people to hell or heaven? I don't know. Does the Grim Reaper doesn't send you to hell. He's just, you died and he's taking you somewhere. Good times. The Grim Reefer. My favorite commenter so far, other than somebody dropping a super chat. Barrick Builds, ain't got no milk, but I got $1. Dollar ain't shit nowadays. I don't even know if I have $1. Put a 1 in the comment if you think I've got $1. You think I got $1 on me? There's no way I've got $1 on me. So I got a 5, a 5, a 5. It's a 20, another 20, another 20, 2 more 20s. Uh-oh. Found $1. Thank you for pressing 1 in the comment sections and giving me $1. Always have cash on you. You never know when society's going to collapse and you're going to have to trade blowjobs for gold because your cash ain't going to be worth nothing. You're going to have to sell your ass when the society collapses. $1 ain't worth shit. Brown Chicken says Elon's dad married a stepdaughter he raised alongside of... Wait, Elon's dad married his stepdaughter he raised alongside of Elon. Are you trying to criticize South Africa? We will not have that discussion in here. South Africa is the greatest beacon of humanity that ever existed. Wait, Elon's dad married his stepdaughter he raised alongside of Elon. My brain's not going to do that math today. Brown chicken. Ben says, nope, making bank on the market. Good. Barrick Build says, laughing my ass off. True. I don't remember what I said. Mohammed says, do you read a lot? I mostly, I can't read because I'm driving all the time, but I do a lot of audiobooks. I listen to them at 1.5 to 2 times speed. And right now I am studying. I'm not going to say what I'm studying because I went back to reading the Bible a little bit. But I did get halfway through a book from Louis C.K. called Ingram, and it's pretty good. Roscoe says, are you a Trump hater? Yes. Everybody should hate Trump. Hate and love are the same thing. It's when you're indifferent that it matters. And actually, I'm kind of indifferent because I'm an anarchist. Listen, I don't like Trump, but he's doing the job that needs to be done. He's doing the job that everybody's too afraid to do. And when everyone starts bitching, complaining, oh, Trump is a friggin' Nazi. Trump is an evil dictator. Fuck you. He's our dictator. You think you want a dictator in China? You think you want fucking Biden running China? No. Keep our dictators within our own boundaries. Okay? He is your dictator. So shut the fuck up about hating Trump. Deal with it. All of us had to sit on, well, none of us sat on our hands and didn't complain about Biden. Anyone who voted for Biden needs to be fucking thrown in jail for elder abuse. That man should not have been president. He should have went home, enjoyed the rest of his life on the couch, instead of being pumped with fucking methamphetamine so he could pretend to be president, so he could be ruled by the puppet masters. Yeah, whatever. Other than that, I have no opinion on politics whatsoever. Mike Ball's laughing out loud. Laughing out loud. Ben says, no lies, you hate money. I traded off a lot of my Bitcoin for gold, and it served me pretty damn well. So, yeah. I'm waiting for the next crash. Barrick Builds is laughing out loud. Ben Dime. Is it Dime? I'm just going to call you Ben. Demedio? I'll just call you Ben. Been on the market since the 2008 crash. Good time. So you've seen what can happen, what's going to happen. And the second you hear too big to fail, right? That's your signal. That's your signal to get ready to buy some foreclosed properties. Frogzilla says hi to Candy. Salty Badger says phone call. Yeah. Mohammed says when you smart people think of you all kinds of crazy things. I agree with that. 100%. Mike Ball says shit. We got Candy Cane Can. Best live ever. We're doing all right. Barrick Bill says, I install cams and GPS on big rigs and garbage trucks for a lot of these big corps. I love many of the drivers I meet. Some of the most humble people. The whole reason that I am no longer proudly, I don't know if you're still here, Barrick. The whole reason I am proudly not wearing this hat anymore is because of driver-facing cameras. I do not agree with the surveillance state. I am a licensed professional, and I don't need to be watched 24/7. So the company that I work for does not have driver-facing cameras. I am more than happy to have a camera sitting over my dashboard looking out the front of the truck, because that allows me the protection if I get cut off and somebody brake checks me or anything like that. It saves my job. But if the camera's pointed at me, we got an issue. I've got 2 million miles experience, no incidents, no accidents. I don't need a camera pointed at me. If I want to drive naked with both fingers up my nose, if I want to sniff a line of coke while I'm driving, off my bottle of water, if I want to sniff a line of Coke off a bottle of water, and I've got 2 million miles experience with no incidents, no accidents, leave me the fuck alone. Shove your cameras up your asses. But yeah, Barrick, good seeing you. The Grim Reefer, he broke it. I had a phone call. See what happens when you talk about China? Yeah, I got popped by China. Mike Ball's laughing. Days of Future Past. All he does is play a character. The Grim Reaper says, he said Japan, didn't he? Yeah, I was talking about Japan and China got pissed. Knocked me right out of the stream. Barrick Bill says, Fuji water. It's Fuji water. It's Fiji water. I drink. See, when the media says, hey, go to the grocery stores and take all the water, milk, bread, take everything, I've got enough money in my wallet that I can afford the expensive water while everyone's buying all the cheap water that's got stuff floating in it. I'm sure there's stuff floating in this stuff too, and Fuji water has been linked to a whole bunch of TikTok videos where they say, oh, the people of Fuji are oppressed. We're stealing their water and putting it in plastic bottles. You're either a victim or a volunteer. Hope kids are doing okay. 35 people in here, 38 likes. Days of Future Past. They're in the shadow dimension harassing other people or just trying to make a living. You talking about the lizard people that are in control of everything? Mike Ball has been said hi to by Sick Bastard. Carrie's in the house, says, hope you're having a good day. I'm on the road at the moment. We'll catch up soon. Yeah, we need to talk. We need to call. You need to call me sometime. We need to talk. Mike Ball saying hi, Sick Bastard. Sick Bastard says, the only host who has mods and don't want them to mod. Yeah, don't mod anybody. It's fun. Give me a chance to fuck around with the mods. If you just pop them instantly, I don't have any fun. Let me have some fun with the fucking trolls. Frogzilla saying hi to Sick Bastard. The Grim Reefer. The Grim Reefer. Poles all over the land. We got poles. You want to see some poles? Light pole right there. We got poles. Those are bollards. They protect the people from crashing into the drive-thru. Poles. See that? See that? Let me right there. See that pole? Right there. We're gonna squish that pole. Look at that. Squished it. Brown Chicken dropping emoticons. We got Euclid in the house, says, fellow ICU registered nurse. Nurses are planning a mass protest in honor of Alex on January 30th. Please pass it on. And 8647, yeah, kill Trump. That's a good idea. I'm not, you can have your political leanings on my channel. I really don't care. You're looking at an anarchist right now, so just keep in mind when the shit hits the fan, you're going to have to find people real quick that know how to weld, know how to shoot, know how to fix vehicles that have computer problems, know how to take computers out of vehicles and bring them back to carbureted. When the power goes out, you're going to need some people. You're going to need community without cell phones. So keep your politics to yourself. Let's try to remain quiet and observant. But yeah, if you're an RN, if you're a registered nurse and you're walking off the job to protest and leaving people sick in the hospital without care because you've got some misguided political beliefs, I'm not going to criticize you for that. But if you're going to do that, make sure you're doing it out of love and absolute resolution. And at the end of the day, if you can go home and sleep knowing that because you stepped out of work and 3 people died in the hospital, so you could protest ICE removing 3,000 people in Minnesota, and only 2 people have been shot that aren't even brown people, that's what you're protesting. So yeah, if you're cool walking off your job and letting people suffer in the hospital, go for it. You're more than welcome to do that. It's America. It's good times. Wonderful Horseshoe. Hi from Newcastle, United Kingdom. I wonder if the weather's bad in the UK right now. It's probably not as bad as what we're dealing with right now. Probably less political instability, I'll tell you that. Every truck that's been pulling into this truck stop I'm sitting at is just covered in ice. Big old chunks of ice. Can't even see the taillights. You're supposed to stop and clear your taillights. Brown Chicken says, Nurse Riot. Gary Bates says, I gave you my first gift, Happy Poop. You've dropped gifts on the channel before. We got 54 people. 54 people watching with 40 likes. Hit the like button, it's fine. It won't hurt if you hit the like button. Rozix, are you going to protest in Minneapolis? No. There's no reason to protest. It doesn't do anything. I will recommend taking up arms, though. If you think there's tyranny going on in America, get yourself a weapon and start taking out the tyrannists. Be serious about your protest. Don't be cute. Frogzilla says 0. Sleeping Bear, someone is bored. Takes one to know one. What the hell are you watching a live stream if you're not bored? Are you stupid? I guess you are. Brown Chicken, all rioters are hipsters. I'm a hipster. I got a hipster beard. I've got an unmanicured hipster beard and a beanie and sunglasses. I think I'm a hipster. I've got strange political leanings. I'm an anarchist. I was a hipster years ago. I've got a hipster motorcycle, don't I? I think I'm a hipster. Damn it. I think I'm a hipster. We got people rolling up. Salty Badger says, always need cash. Never know when you're going to support single moms. Yeah, if a single mom came up to the truck right now and was like, can I dance for money? I'd be like, yeah. How much money? And if she says it's more than $50, I'm going to say, hit the road. Brown Chicken says, Google it. Google everything. Days of Future Past says, I'd rather go out and genuinely do something with my life than care about these good-for-nothing flesh zombies. The Grim Reaper. Thank you. I got the screen name because of my late father. He made me a custom shirt with that on it. Been rocking it for 30 years now. Rest in peace, old hippie. Good times. Good times. The Grim Reaper. I like that screen name. Especially since you got a t-shirt. You got a YouTube channel? You got a merch store? The Grim Reaper. Mods. Attack. Check out the Grim Reaper. Let me know if he's got a YouTube channel. Brown Chicken says flesh zombies. Jerry White. Jerry White. In the house says, can't even spell automatic correctly, but he says automatic steering wheel holder. That's right. That's right. That's how I make my money. The trucking industry has gotten retarded, and they don't really have many manual trucks because they can't keep people that know how to drive a manual truck employed. The industry's turned to shit. It's just a bunch of steering wheel holders. It really is. But hey, it works for me. I make my money. The Grim Reaper, the name, not the shirt. It's retired. The shirt's retired, or the name's retired. Tolga says, you sound like an old school trucker, Jerry White, are you? Yeah, feel free. If you see a troll, go ahead and troll them back. It's fun. Jerry White says, old school all the way here. Good seeing here, Jerry White. I learned on a 5 and 4 when I was a kid. All the trucks I've ever owned were manuals. I prefer the 13 speed. But, yeah, I drive for a company now, so they just give me what they got. And I make my money. I actually got paid to sit this weekend. It's kind of nice. And this next load that I have is taking me up to Wisconsin. It's going to be cold, but the weather is not as frightful. It's not as bad. And we're going to start making money again. Things will be okay. Things are looking like the gray skies are gonna clear up. Sit on a happy face. Auburn War Eagle. What's up, Super Trucker? Super Trucker. We don't have Super Truckers anymore. The only Super Truckers you really see out here are the bull haulers. You know, the livestock haulers and stuff, and some of the flatbedders. There aren't too many Super Truckers out here anymore. There's a lot of sweatpants, a lot of flip-flops, a lot of shorts in 9-degree weather, a lot of wife beater t-shirts, a lot of Adidas track pants. There aren't too many Super Truckers out here. The bird's trapped. Why is the bird trapped? The birds are trapped. Trump is older than him. What, Biden? Who cares? Ben Kamara says, thank you, brother. You're 100% right. Okay. Are you okay? That's the question. Brown Chicken says, that's what she said. The Frogzilla says, Smithers is brain fucked. That's right. Colette Reed said, hi. Good seeing you here. Hope you're doing okay. Tolga says, Robin, sup, governor? Is Robin in here? Or did Brown Chicken like censor him? Did somebody friggin' whatever? I don't care. Don't pop anyone on the live. It's fine. Dylan Hollander has an important message for everybody watching. For 43 people that are watching with 44 likes, I need you all to understand that Dylan Hollander has just shit his pants. Let's have a moment of peace for Dylan Hollander. He just shit his pants. Rest in peace, Dylan Hollander. Tolga says, give me the world. You don't deserve the world. Project 323. Mazda 323? Those are cool little cars. Is that what you're talking about? Says hi. Colette Reed says, hi, Sterling. Good seeing you here, Colette. That's a beautiful name. I've always loved the name Colette. I hope you're good people. If you're an asshole, get the fuck out. Euclid says, fellow ICU registered nurse, getting out there protesting. Brown Chicken's laughing. Nurse Riot. Salty Badger, I'm about to protest a spammer about a nurse riot. Urban Jungle Production says, what do you benefit to society? For one, I've got better grammar than you, so that's one thing. What do you benefit to society? It should be asked differently, and there's no question on that. My benefit to society is that I haul millions and millions upon millions of dollars of freight every year. I keep the stores stocked, and I destroy the environment while I do it. I make sure to buy the most dirtiest diesel I can put in this truck. I make sure there's black smoke out the stacks. I make sure my truck leaks oil all over the ground. We're murdering prostitutes. We're speeding through school zones. That is my contribution to society. Tall Paul Photography, it's called freedom of choice. You're doing it right now by spouting your opinion. They can do the same thing. Exactly. It's freedom of choice. And it's my body, my choice. So take your stupid jab and shove it. Oh, man. It's freedom of expression. Barrick Builds says, truckers deliver your food, water, tech, and everything in between. Help contributes more than you ever will. 100%. Salty Badger, Urban Jungle, I support single moms to benefit society at the strip clubs. Salty Badger's only saying that because he works next door to a strip club. A pretty good strip club, by the way. Frogzilla says, Euclid, I'll be happy to pass it on to the proper authority. Thumbs, fingers up. Angel angel in disguise. Look at me knowing how to read. Safe trips. Everything's going to be good. You Sorless. You kids got some funny screen names, I tell you that. 66 degrees in Brandon, Florida right now. Good times. It is 6 degrees where I'm at. Probably 9. 69. Barrick Bill says, yeah. We got Robert. How are you this Robert Hirschberger? Barefoot Royals got timed out by Salty. Badger! What got timed out? I want to see what got timed out. Was it good? Listen, I love my trolls. Oh, I can't see what got timed out. Tall Paul Photography says they can be whatever they want. It's their choice. Exactly. Tony's in the house says, you from Idaho? Idaho? You from Idaho? I'm from everywhere. Used to live in Nevada, grew up in Southern California, transplanted to the South. I'm in Georgia now. Looking to move to Florida in the near future. William Berry says, do you have to leave your engine running while you sleep when it's this cold? So this truck has an APU. It's an auxiliary power unit. It is a small diesel motor that'll start up when the batteries get low. It'll also start up if I need air conditioning. It's got its own little air conditioning compressor on it. And then I've got a bunk heater that's diesel fired. So right now the bunk heater's working. The APU will turn on and turn off, turn on or shut off when the batteries get a little bit low. So I don't have to idle the truck. When it gets really cold, it's smart to idle the truck because even though the APU, which just turned on, the APU is plumbed into the cooling system of the truck, through the heater core, and it circulates the water through the motor and stuff. So it keeps the motor from freezing up. There's also an engine block heater built into it as well. So I can run the APU and keep the truck from freezing up. But it's only to about 10 degrees, and then you should be idling the truck. But I idled earlier. It's warm enough that, and I already pre-tripped the truck and everything, so I know it's going to start and run. So I'm not too worried about it. I made sure all the brakes release because they do get frozen, and the truck will move and stuff. So here, I don't know, about 30 minutes or so, I'll start getting rolling. But when I sleep, we use the APU. We got Tony saying, yo, Barrick Builds agreed. I can access and log into them watch, but I have much better things to do. There's some companies that have drivers be doing the same sketchy stuff on the road. Chill Atmosphere says ICE agent on his day off. Why are people calling me? The Grim Reaper says, no, sarcasm's definitely Ohio style. I've heard that before. I've got some friends that live in Ohio. We have the same kind of humor. But no, Nevada. I was a Nevada resident for 20-something years. Hope you kids are doing okay. Welcome to Monday. Got 40 of you in here, 48 likes. Muhammad, oh, that's a good comment right there. If America doesn't have any loans, what's the economy would be like? America doesn't build anything anymore. All we are is a debt slave society. We don't make anything. There's nothing produced. Our GDP is basically real estate and refinancing and the shifting and maneuvering of debt. America doesn't make anything anymore. We don't maintain anything anymore. We buy something and we throw it away. The only reason Ford, GM, or any of the car manufacturers are still in business is because they sell financing. The cars don't make them a dime. Funk Congress. We like funk around here. Don't like Congress so much, but funk's pretty cool. $40. Robert says, are you okay? No, you don't have to worry about me. I'm asking if you're okay. Don't worry about me. Byron Floyd says, sup y'all, Florida is in the building. You're in the truck. Grim Reefer retracted a message. It's my Motobomb. Says hi to Salty Badger and Frogzilla. T-Bone C9C says, how do you feel about Gavin Newsome bill that only allows electric trucks in California? Yeah, game over, laughing out loud. It's true. It's something to laugh about. The only way electric trucks will work is if we start bringing, we have to build nuclear power plants. That's the only way our infrastructure, our power grid is going to be able to handle charging trucks. But listen, Gavin Newsom is neutered. He can sign as many bills as he wants, but it's the rest of the country that decides whether or not California lives or dies. Frogzilla hunted down the Grim Reefer. He has one video from 6 years ago. Southwest LX says glasses. They are Dylan Optics. Frogzilla says hi to Motobomb. Barrick Bill says, I love when the trolls come on my live too. It gets fun. It's funny. The Grim Reaper says, I never claimed to have built out a channel my defense. We caught you. We caught you with your pants down. Carol Williams says, I'm trying to be okay. It's, you're going to be okay. Just realize that the majority of the problems that are going on in the world are directly related to the fact that everything we have is electricity, powered by electricity. And 99% of your problems are in your hand right now. If you're watching this on a phone, your problems are easily solved by just put your phone on a charger and walk outside, see the weather. I dare anybody watching this right now, make an effort one day out of the week. Leave your phone on your nightstand. Leave your phone in a drawer. Leave your phone in a car. Leave your phone in your front yard with a sign on it that says free phone. Abandon your phone for 24 hours and see what it does to your personality. Do you get anxious? Do you get annoyed? Do you get scared? Abandon your phone for 24 hours and see what it does to you. And you'll know whether or not you're addicted. So Carol Williams, you're going to be okay. I'm glad you reached out. And as long as you're trying to be okay, you'll be okay. James says, I want a GR Corolla, but don't know how to drive a standard. So keep that GR Corolla as a dream and get a cheaper car and practice driving a stick. The correct answer is buy a Miata. Don't pay more than $4,500, $5,000 for it. Learn to drive in that Miata because they're easy to fix. You'll learn how to drive. And if you take it a step further and learn how to fix it, you'll be a better car enthusiast when you actually have the money for a GR Corolla. So learn how to drive a stick first. Learn how to work on it. And if you wear out the clutch, don't take it to a mechanic. Try fixing it yourself. It'll make you a better driver, and as you get older, you will appreciate what you own a little bit better. But don't let the fear of not knowing how to drive a manual transmission, don't let that stop you from learning. Barrick Builds. I've only got 4.7 thousand subs, so it's fewer and further between. Barrick Builds, I'm going to add you as a moderator, and I will check out your channel later. Barrick Builds says, GR Corolla is a nice car. They are pretty cool. I was a little worried about it being a 3-cylinder, but I've seen that Japan, the tuners in Japan are embracing that motor, and they're putting them in Datsun 510s, and they're putting them in AE86s and stuff. So it's the 3-cylinder GR Corolla motor. I think it's kind of cool. When you see the hot rodders messing around with it, that's usually adds legitimacy to what a motor is. GR Corolla is a nice car. Driving a 2002 Lexus GS 300. That's a good car. Still running like a champ. Probably has 300,000 miles on it by now. Also have a Subaru FXT Turbo Wagon. Wow. I haven't heard of that car in years. With motor pulled out, Toyotas are way more reliable. Mary Guild says snow and ice in Texas. Yeah, be careful in Texas. Barrick Bill says the old 2JZ is still going strong. That's a great car. Barrick Build says Mazda Speed 3 is another good wagon. By the way, this channel is called Sterling Wheel. I mean, wheeled enthusiast. So if you want to talk cars, semi-trucks, anything with wheels, you got a friend right now. Barrick Builds Mazda Speed 3 is another good wagon hatchback that you can find for a decent price. I think they have automatic versions. I would say if you don't know how to drive a stick, buy one. Buy a cheap one, and don't feel bad about destroying the transmission or wrecking it or anything like that. The problem with society right now is that everyone's getting cushy and relaxed and lazy. Learn how to drive a manual transmission. Learn how to work on a carburetor. Learn how to replace an alternator. Quit relying on society to help you, because when the actual Civil War starts, everybody's going to get real quiet and nobody's going to help anybody. So you need to know how to be a valuable member of society with capabilities and reliabilities and loyalties. We need to learn to be human again. John Somewhere now says the mosquitoes aren't biting today. There's no way the mosquitoes are biting today. There's no way. Do you see any mosquitoes? There can't be any mosquitoes. It's 9 degrees outside. Frogzilla says all good. Grim Reefer. Barrick Bill says Mazda Speed 3 Turbo is what you're going for. Third Breakfast says laugh out loud. Laugh out loud. Love sarcasm. Good seeing here, Third Breakfast. Kevin Hill says, where does public health rank? In what? Public health? Are you talking about America as a whole? America right now is basically a pig in a cage on antibiotics. Listen to Radiohead. Excuse me. Drewski, you attract some spicy viewers on an afternoon stream. Yeah, people are waking up. We got the woke crowd in here. Oh my God. Everybody's gone all woke on me. Tinny Pearl says, Mr. Dirty Diesel. That's a great name. Safe travels. Kevin Hill says, if you don't want the jab, shouldn't it be cool to separate you from the vulnerable public? No, because there's natural immunity. Get sick and build a natural immunity. That's how society works. That's how it's worked for thousands of years. And if it's your turn to die, you need to die with pride and a smile on your face, realizing that you lived a good life. Hopefully you raised some good kids and you contributed to society. You get two choices in life, victim or volunteer. And don't volunteer to be a fucking victim. Get sick like a man and recover, or die. Grim Reefer is in the house. Mohammed says, I just retired this year after 40 years of driving. The reason is trucking doesn't feel the same anymore. New drivers have a weak mentality. It's true. It's true. 40 years of driving. Jeez, Mohammed. You're a super trucker, my friend. You earned it. I hope you're enjoying retirement. I've tried retiring a few times. I'm not ready for it. I don't know, is unemployment considered retired? It is. Don't argue with me. Barrick Bill says, I love St. Augustine, Florida. I'm in Valdosta. And I haven't had a chance to visit St. Augustine, but it's high on my list. Lolbird says, get off the internet, you old geezer. Barrick Build says, have you tried crying about it? Yeah, try crying about it. Barrick Builds is a good new friend of the channel. Wackett says, we make the best tech products in the world. In South Korea? Are you in South Korea? I think you're in South Korea. Lawbird says, okay, Einstein. Einstein fucked his cousin. I hope you know that. But, you know, times were different. Grim Reaper, I retracted something about my name. Don't worry about it. Redundant. Rusty Shackelford. Good seeing here. I have a manual transmission and I can't drive a stick. Barrick Builds, thumbs up. Hey, they sound awesome with a little modification. The three-cylinder Toyota motors sound pretty cool. BMW had a 3-cylinder in the i8, and there was no way to make that car sound good. Tolga is the head moderator. Excuse me, is the head moderator of the channel, so don't piss him off. And he subscribed to Barrick. Mike's in here, says Mike. Raymond Driggers. Do you know anything about the Ram ProMaster? I think it's a rebadged. I think it's a Fiat. The Ram ProMaster is not an American vehicle. I think it's a front-wheel drive van. Depending on what motor it is, it's just a small van. The best van that was ever made was the Ford Econoline. Salty Badger. DOT should hire the kid that puts salt on the fires at McDonald's for spreading salt. They know coverage. Yeah. Grim Reaper, I'm working my cold ass wood shop outside wall of snow watching because why not? And watching glue setup is a lot less entertaining to watch. Delayed response. It's fine. Barrick Bill says, Icy mosquitoes. Icy mosquitoes. Muhammad says, Mercury Grand Marquis is one of the best cars. Yeah, Barrick says, yeah, they're solid. We're starting to have issues finding parts with them, though. They're great cars. If I didn't already look like I was 70 years old, I'd probably have one. Mike Ball's laughing out loud, which means I have been approved. My humor is approved. Anything that I say from here on, Mike Ball completely agrees with. Barrick Builds says facts. Barrick Builds, I caught COVID from family members that had multiple rounds of vaccinations. I was never going to allow them to jab me. Imagine that. Ironic that the government used chemical weapons on their citizens. It's true. It's true. Yeah, it's funny. Hey, didn't we go to war with Iraq because of weapons of mass destruction? How come China's just not being fought against? Isn't it weird that there is a weapon of mass destruction brought upon America, and the media just picked it up and ran with it because it had a 1% fatality? Listen, healthy people and children didn't die of COVID. Nobody died of COVID. They died with COVID. Society's lame. Something with a 1% fatality caused the entire society to shut down. I was telling a good friend today, the only reason that COVID was invented is because women were mad that we ended prohibition. Study your history, you'll realize that's a very funny joke. Tom says, nice shades. They're Dylan Optics. Mike Ball says, I retired at 25 from the depths of darkness. We got Christian Fart Henry. Says, yo, hope you have good farts today. Barrick Builds, they have nothing but health problems since they were vaccinated. Frogzilla says, Sterling, you had a temporary the separation from employment. SR says gubernatorial. Raymond says, Boric, are you in St. Augustine? St. Augustine's a cool place. Mike Ball says he disagrees. Fuck. Failure. Everyone put a thumbs down in the comment sections for Mike Ball. Barrick Builds, no, I'm in Louisiana. I've worked all over the country. Louisiana is probably pretty cold right now, right? I don't know if you got ice. I don't know. Do you have a problem with immigration customs enforcement in Louisiana? I don't think you do, because you don't have any what do they call that? Sanctuary cities. Salty Badger says Ice Road Trucker just isn't the same in Minneapolis. No, it's kind of lame. Barrick Builds is based. Obama funded the research that was done in China and created COVID. It's true. It's all true. It's all shenanigans. Everything's shenanigans. I'm cleaning my lens because we got dirty lens going on over here. There we go. That's a little bit cleaner. Barrick Builds, go search Anthony Fauci AIDS. He was faced the CDC when they created AIDS back in the day. Population control, that's right. Illman Jr. 70, less than 1%. Based. Nick sent happy poop. James says Planet America, the only country on the planet. It's true. America only. Get out. Insane Wheels has put thumbs down. I don't know why. I'm an innocent participant here. Why are you putting thumbs down? 39 people watching with 58 likes. We got plenty of likes. I like you kids hitting the like button. Makes it all worthwhile. Muhammad, I enjoyed your show. Keep going. God bless. Good seeing you here, Muhammad. Barrick Bill says, it's a tad nippy. Nope, no ice Gestapo here. Good times. Quick Shoe saying hello. Kana says, blessings from Arizona. I back ice 100%. Ice is good in your drinks, right? You know, ice is only good for professional drivers like me. Like I'm cool with the ice. See that truck right there? We're gonna crush it. We're crushing ice too. Minneapolis has become a hotbed of bullshit, and it is a distraction from what's really going on in America right now. The fact that your magical president that everybody loves, the best president the world's ever seen, made a statement last week that he's going to improve the costs of healthcare for everybody. And then now we're so distracted by the weather and we're distracted by what happened in Minneapolis that they're not going to reduce the cost of healthcare. You're distracted. Remember that time there was a dude that had an island and he used to fly in certain people to visit other people at this island? It's weird. We don't remember it at all, do we? We don't even remember the guy's name. We don't even remember that he choked on a pillow. He got in a pillow fight in jail and choked on a pillow, and he doesn't exist anymore. Weird. Isn't it kind of weird how distracted everybody is right now? So yeah, keep watching Minneapolis. Nothing's going to get solved in America. Quick Shoe says, yep. Frogzilla says, hi, Quick Shoe. James, she's retracted a message about Australia. So Loud, so good to see you, So Loud. Good afternoon to you and all the brothers and sisters from the icy boondocks of North Kakalaki. Salty Badger just subbed to Barrick's Builds. Yeah, we're going to check out Barrick's Builds. Barrick Builds says, Kana, be careful. Innocent blood was spilled. Grim Reefer says, you told us to put a thumbs down in the chat. Oh, fuck, yeah. Thumbs down! Raymond says, what's your opinion with Bill Gates releasing modified mosquitoes in South Florida? Doesn't he already own, like, all the friggin... He owns a lot of property in Idaho and stuff. He owns a lot of farmland, which means he decides whether or not it gets sprayed with Monsanto pesticides. I'm not too worried about Bill Gates. I don't like mosquitoes, though. What's your opinion with Bill Gates releasing modified mosquitoes in South Florida? I heard that conspiracy theory like 20 years ago. Did they bring it back? That'd be interesting if they brought it back. I grew up with killer bees in Southern California and acid rain. Barrick Build says, thanks to Salty Badger. Quick Shoe says, I like you. Big Dan says, howdy, folks. Legal Lolly says, I'm not hitting the like button. Thank you. Barrick Build. Bill Gates needs to be put in jail. He also has dirt and a lot of politicians, lobbyists, and all the donors. It's all dirt. Everything's dirty. Salty Badger says, some salt in your steps keeps ice off your porches. That kind of ice, yeah. Well, actually, it would make it easier for ice to get to your porch. You know, if you're an illegal alien and a rapist and stuff, you know, and ICE wants to deport you because, you know, you've done illegal stuff. Yeah, go ahead and salt the steps. Legal Lolly will not press the like button because she disavows, unsubscribes. Actually, it's on my channel. You have to desubscribe, unlike, counteract, and disavow. Barrick Bill says Gates has a lot of blood on his hands. Hammer says no. Barrick builds. No, Lolly's a good friend. Don't worry. No, Lolly's fine. Listen, I'm an anarchist, and anyone around me can have whatever opinion they want, and I'll respect it. Listen, I can hate your opinion, but I'm not going to hate you as a person. So that's kind of the rule around here. Don't be a dick. But no, Lolly's a good friend. Everybody in here is ordered to desubscribe, unlike, counteract, and disavow. We are not to grow this channel. Chasing Ghost Terror's in here says hello. Frogzilla says hi, Chasing Ghost. Oh. James says, do you think it's safer to drive a standard as opposed to an auto on a 300 horsepower Toyota GR? It's more fun to drive the manual. It really is, because it depends on you. If you like having control authority about what you drive. If you're a good driver, if you've ever been racing or anything like that, you'll appreciate a manual transmission a little bit more. But the GR Corolla, I believe, is all-wheel drive. So even with it being 300 horsepower, you've got plenty of control and traction control and stability control and all sorts of stuff. You'll be fine. Legal Lolly's laughing out loud because she got yelled at. Barrick Builds Gates has been doing it for Africa for a hot minute. It's true. James is saying, I'm a little concerned about 300 horsepower GR is more dangerous as an automatic. It can be, if you don't know how to drive. Before you get a car like that, learn how to drive. Salty Badger. So the emergency dispatchers told me to blow on what the fuck I could do. It wasn't me illegal to the house ever. Salty Badger got his dick stuck to a fence post today trying to take a leak. Barrick Build says fair. Yep, and they're a mod. Laughing my ass off. Lone Wolf says Skola! Shout out to Stuttering John. He's not watching this show. I've got more viewers than he does, though, and more likes. We got 58 likes, 47 viewers. Odin says, good luck out there. Yeah, we're gonna wind down the live here in a little bit. I need to think about picking up my next load. We're gonna pick up a load going to Wisconsin tonight. It's a live load, so I have to wait while the trailer gets loaded, and then I deliver it and just drop that trailer and pick up an empty trailer and move on to my next assignment. So we are heading to the great white north of Wisconsin. It'll be colder than where I'm sitting right now. It got down to about 10 below zero last night, and we're sitting at about 9, maybe 10 degrees right now. But thank you for the wishes of good luck. James says, you're an American, not a fake one. I do not do anything. I am not fake. I'm as American as it can get. And I want you to be American too. but just be legal about it. Don't jump the border and start taking over. Do it the legal ways, and I'm totally cool with you. And if you're going to come to America illegally, leave your children behind in whatever godforsaken country you're running away from. Don't bring your children to America until you're legal. Otherwise, our federal authorities will destroy your family in fucking front of you. And it looks bad. Leave your kids in Guatemala if you're going to move to America. And then when you're legal and you get your green card and you get a good job and you become an American, when you get to America, you got to become an American. You got to speak American. Then bring your family. Right now, ICE can't do their job without looking bad. The police in Minneapolis can't do their job without looking bad. Trump can't do his job without looking bad. Tim Walz might be a flaming pile of dog shit, but he can't do his job without looking bad. It is a zero-sum game. Everyone is up in their fee-fees. It's all feels before reals. Nobody can do their job because of the chaos that has been brought to America with our last administration. And now the government has to fix it. So you're going to think that everything is, tyranny and oppression and all this other shit. The media the people in power want you to shut the fuck up, go to work every day, get your Starbucks, make your car payment, pay too much for rent, pay too much for your medical, have very few benefits, pay too much for your food, take pills, and shut the fuck up. Do your part as an American. That's all they want from you. So if you realize that, back away. Shut off the TV, shut off the computer, build a community of involving the people around you. It doesn't matter if your mom voted for Biden and your dad voted for Trump. Because when the power goes out and all you have is candles in your house, politics goes right out the fucking window. Everyone's been taught to divide, and we've been conquered. So, there we go. That's my preach for the day. Beric Builds, good seeing here. Wasting games, you're an anarchist. What kind of sin is mutualism, manactivism? I like the third one. Beric Builds, stick shifts former connected with the cars, right? Legal Lolly says, you are forgiven for now. Uh-oh. Did I upset Lolly? Lolly's upset. We gotta hide. It actually got too hot in the truck, the bunk heater. Depreased says, so far, yes. Are you okay? Good. What's KXR18 in the web? Not sure. Beric Bill says, haha, gracias. James says, thank you, dude. Depreased. I hope you're doing okay. You're welcome. Salty Badger says, brown chicken land. James says, I'm an old libertarian constitutionalist. We can't be controlled by anyone. I'm a big fan of Tom Woods. Huge fan of Ron Paul. I've studied a lot of Michael Malice. And the problem with America is that we're just too fat and happy, and we don't know true suffering. Read the book The White Pill from Michael Malice, and you will see when society actually crumbles and destroys itself from the inside out. You will know what true suffering and pain on society is, and it's not what you see on television. There is no way to televise the absolute horrors that communism has brought to the world. There's no way to televise it. There's no way to tell it in stories. So you got to read about it. You got to study. And really is, or how bad you think it is, It's still, this moment in time, right now, right this second, is the best point in history ever. And you have two choices. You make it better for the future, or you make it worse, but you take responsibility for that choice. Don't be a victim. Be a volunteer. Barrick Builds, I appreciate it live. Lifted my spirits from seeing all the negative shit going on in our country. I'm about to take my pup to the dog park. Be safe and Godspeed, Sterling. I'll lap in often. Good. Good seeing you here, man. Welcome to the Church of Wheel. That's usually when I do a live show. It's called the Church of Wheel, CAL for short. And it's usually me just blowing off steam and hanging out with your kids, make sure everyone's doing okay. I'm really concerned about your polls. It's getting hot in here, and my windshield's fogging up from the inside. If this truck's a rockin', don't come a knockin'. Quickshoe says it's still effing snowing. Gross. James says, no, we just need better work visas. I agrees with that. Salty Badger. Protest ICE and God freezes America. Go figure. The great snowpocalypse. We're having a snowpression right now. Livy Doodles, speak American, laugh out loud. The man, 730, left or right, we are all Americans and our rights are being violated. It's true. Legal Wally says, stay and fix your own damn country. Quit trying to change ours. Right? That's true. It's true. James says, you can't take away somebody's Second Amendment without looking bad, especially to conservatives. It's true. And listen, stay strapped or get clapped. I'm all for protesters being fully armed. If everybody's got a gun, then everybody is very polite to each other. It helps with the balance of power. That's why guns were created. They're not created for you to be scared or worried or anything like that. Guns are for two reasons: balance of power and hunting. So I advise all of you, get some training. Get a gun if you can, because you might need it. The only reason China doesn't take over America is because our citizenry is armed. That is the only reason America can only be invaded softly with open borders and not by force. James is saying conservatives right now are pissed. They're not pissed, they're just misguided. Tell them Johnny Watt is here. I'm far from okay. I'm sorry to hear about that, Johnny. I'm sorry to hear about that. But you'll be okay. Listen, after this live, you'll be okay. Right now, you're welcome to suffer as long as this live is going on, but the second I end this live, you need to stop your suffering. Actually, I want you to struggle, but I don't want you to suffer. Somebody gave me that advice a couple months ago, and I've been holding on to that. It's okay to struggle. Just try not to suffer. Tell him Johnny Watt is here. Says 100% correct, Barrett. Cheryl says Americans need to unite. Don't tread on me. That's right. Billy Guida, divide and conquer. James is saying state engineers keep this country running, not politicians. It's true. Salty Badger says, if you're at a peaceful protest, why would you need a hole puncher, and resisting would you expect otherwise? It's I'm totally cool protesters being fully armed. If you're going to protest, you need to have some balls. If you really think there's a tyrannical power taking over your country, you have the constitutional right to stand up and fight against. But don't take half measures. Don't be a pussy about it. I'm not saying you need to go have an uprising or anything like that. But if you truly feel in your heart that there is an oppressive force that deserves the Constitution being used against them, then you have every right to do that. Just follow through. Mark Travis says, God bless you. God bless you too. Hope you're doing well. Wasteland Games, Trump and Biden are the exact same. We need socialism. We already have socialism. Don't worry about it. We have just different layers of socialism. It's not 100% socialism. That's what makes America great. There's communists and there's socialism and there's Republicans and there's Democrats and there's every race you can think of. It is a melting pot of terrible, horrible ideas, and it's totally fine, and it's mostly peaceful. 2 people got shot in Minneapolis by federal authorities. How many people just got shot going to a grocery store? How many people got shot just trying to go to school? How many people got shot because they didn't give up their wallet? You'll never know, because the only thing we're focused on is a stupid protest. Sequim saying, man, speaking the bona fide truth. Mr. B says, left wing. Mr. B, B's and T's, by the way. He is a great artist. Check him out. Left wing, right wing, it's all the same stupid bird. Frogzilla saying hi, Mr. B. Barrick Builds. Salty Badger just got toe in. Think it could be a Bronco. Used to be a Bronco. First Avenger. The first Avenger. I don't mind having to pay taxes when the poor can't. What upsets me is having to pay taxes when the wealthy won't. It depends, because they do pay taxes. They just pay taxes in a different way that's not immediately apparent. Look at Jeff Bezos. He created this gigantic company that has taken over America and brainwashed everybody into instant gratification 24 hours a day. Amazon pays taxes. Amazon employs people, and those people pay taxes. And sure, Jeff Bezos might not pay as much taxes. He might not pay his fair share. But even the little minuscule amount that he pays is still more than any of us will ever pay. It's more than what we'll contribute to society. So there's good and evil in everything, right? That's all it is. But don't hate the rich. It's unfair, right? And it feels a little bit unkind. But instead of hating the rich, try to become wealthy. Chris Rock had a joke a long time ago that said, Michael Jordan is rich, right? We all know Michael Jordan. He's rich, right? He gets millions of dollars a year to play basketball. Michael Jordan is rich, but the man that signs his paycheck is wealthy. Learn the difference. So don't hate the rich, don't hate the poor. Just realize that everybody in between is getting fucked. Big Dan says, well said, Sterling. I rarely know what comes out of my mouth, so you're just going to have to remind me. Go ahead and stop commenting. I'm going to end this live at the top of the hour. I'm going to catch up to as many people as I can. Mr. B says, all I hear is we got evidence, and we got this, and evidence on that. I don't see cuffs on anyone. You'll never see cuffs on anybody. Madeline Lake says, yeah. James says, I'm okay with this. I'm a Joey Ramone Jew. I haven't heard that term in years. List of things I don't want to do. Shalom. That's great. The Grim Reaper. Snowmageddon. No, it's snowpression. We had snowpression this weekend. We got all snow pressed. I'm your father, runt. No way. Americans are soft nowadays. That's right. Anyone? Is anyone here? Nobody's here. Algorithms. Love Trump, love ICE. Good on you. Chase is in the house, says glasses. Dylan Optics. Mark Beck Property says ICE 2, Minnesota 0. Pretty good game. Wow. There's odds on that game. That's too funny. Salty Badger says, as soon as Sterling ends the live, I'm sending a pic of my current predicament. No, I'm not accepting pictures today. Frogzilla, I got to go shovel a foot of snow out of the driveway later, everyone. Just wait for a week. It'll melt. You don't have to shovel. Mr. B, I'm pretty sure your pew-pew ain't going to do shit against an Apache helicopter. That's what Biden said. That's what Biden said. He said, go ahead and buy your guns. I got F-16s. I don't work for you. I got F-16s. Ulysses saying that's exactly what you're saying. They did something like this in Oklahoma, 1885 to 1895. Pinkerton, Texas Rangers versus the Cowboys. That's right. You've studied your history. Tolga saying bye to Froggy. Salty saying bye to Froggy. Tolga saying hi to Chasing Ghost. Oh no, she's in here, right? Big Daddy Dodo, hey good buddy, what's good? We're really good. I'm very satisfied. How about that? Big Daddy Dodo, good to see you in here. I hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you around the channel much. Hold on, I'm double checking something. Hold on. Oh, I'm a lumberjack, that's okay. James is saying 40% of Americans are registered independent, not Republican, not Democrat. Another 15% is libertarian. I'm a registered Democrat, always have been. Noel says Minneapolis fatigue is Minneapolis fatigue. That's brilliant. Make water cannons great again. They can't use water cannons, they'll freeze. Mr. B says, how many people got shot just trying to run for president? I think, well, Trump is one. I think there's been a few Kennedys that have caught a bullet or two. Reagan? You kind of get the impression that America might be a little violent. Good question, Mr. B. Stop commenting, because I want to leave this shit. Tara's in the house. Left boot, right boot. It's still a boot. Some just think the right boot tastes better. Oh, shit. Make that a song lyric. James is saying, why didn't you mention the independent registered boot? Independents don't wear boots, they wear flip-flops. Gob is saying 20% of the population is paying 90% of our tax resources. The bottom 50% pays 2% of all tax resources. It doesn't seem really fair if people are paying most of them. The thing about it, though, is the wealth of America and the greatness of America was designed to be taken advantage of. And you can either be proud of that, or you can just bear witness to the downfall of society and the end of capitalism. It's your choice whether or not to let that bother you. William Barry says, good stream, bro. Hope you're safe on the road, brother, man. Yeah, we're going to hit the road here in a little bit. Legal Lolly, we're all here. Have a good one, Sterling. Be safe. Got ice all over my house and my trees. I think ice is trying to kill him. Oh, geez. Put up your hands and say don't shoot. Legal Lolly has to shovel. Sister has an emergency and we have to get out of our driveway. Uh-oh. Go take care of your sister. I got to go. Have a great day. Be safe. Motobomb saying howdy. Euclid saying fellow ICU RN. She's announcing a protest. Nurses are planning a mass protest in honor of Alex on 1/30, January 30th. Please pass it on. Yeah, go up there and protest. It's your American right. Go ahead and protest. Legal Lolly. Salty Badger says, if you're killed by ice, is it cold-blooded murder? Oh. That's a great, terrible dad joke. Stu saying, you are a tool. You don't even have an avatar. All you do is comment. Mr. B says, Salty Badger, laughing out loud. It was a good joke, actually. Dixon Cider, Skull, Sterling Wheel. Dixon Cider. Nice. We're out here protesting ice. Just hanging out. Legal Ollie sent happy poop. Thank you. Mr. B says, this is America. You're free to leave anytime you want. You don't even have to say bye. It's true. You don't. It's been pretty fun, you kids. We're going to close the question. We're at the bottom of the comments. You kids paid attention. I told you not to comment, which means I got a good chance to abandon you. James says libertarians are focusing on making sure Willie Nelson is not a criminal. Legalized. It's true. Got to legalize it. Don't criticize it. Legalize it, and I will advertise it. Want to thank you kids for stopping by. This wasn't a church of wheel like I usually do. Every once in a while I'll do a vertical live just to rile up some people and make sure you're paying attention. My channel is not for everybody. My channel is basically my entertainment. It is my contribution to the bullshit of the world. And I'm very proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. So yeah, my channel is just me having fun with the internet. And we got to go pick up a load and get to working, because none of you sent a super chat. So I'm going to starve to death. I'm going to get all skinny. All this beard hair is going to fall out because none of you super chatted. You should feel really ashamed that you didn't super chat. You should be really pissed that America is so expensive that you can't afford to super chat me. That's what the shame should be directed towards. I want you to write your president today. Whip out the typewriter and write a nasty letter to your president and say, I was not able to give Sterling a super chat today because our country, our society is collapsing. Right? Mr. B says, hit Screaming Yoko. I'm not on StreamYard, so I can't do that. Big Dan says, take care, everyone. Sick Bastard saying hi to Motobomb Virginia at the end of the show. Salty Badger says, go show some leg. If I showed some leg, it would freeze, and then I'd be like Mike Ball and lose a leg. Let me know if Mike Ball's still in the chat. It's terrible to make fun of a cripple when he's not here. Mike Ball, call out to Mike Ball. Is he in here? Is he in here? Is he gonna drop the comment? Where's Mike Ball? Did he get distracted by playing video games and smoking weed? Where's Mike Ball? Mike Ball, Sterling's talking shit about you again. I'm going to give it a few seconds. Only because we're at 1 hour, 59 minutes. We're going to stop right at 2 hours. Motobomb says, someone dropped the ball. Yeah. I thought Mike Ball loved me. He's at the IHOP. Oh, sick burn. Salty Badger. It's Christian. Crystalline. That's a cool name. Saying hi. Good seeing here. Chris Reed says, how much money is too much money for a company driver? $800 to $1,300 a week? Too much money? Like, are you paying a driver? Oh, it depends on what they're doing in trucking, but if you're over the road, you should not make less than $1,600 a week. Chris Reed says, is $2,000 a week as a W-2 company driver? Is that good? That's good. That's better than average, actually. Currently, the average wage in trucking, and you got to keep in mind, it's only because a lot of people are doing this shit for free and need to get out. The average wage in the trucking industry is still only $48,000 a year, which is disgusting. But yeah, if you're making $2,000 a week, you're doing fine. Jay Sewell saying too much money is cocaine. Agreed. Cocaine is way too expensive. Thanks, President Trump, for taking out the dude in Venezuela. Now cocaine's all expensive. That is disgusting. Mr. B says $1,600 a week. I used to do that in a day. Well, yeah, because you were a heavy equipment operator. You were Mr. Big Time. I used to make that too, but I also used to spend that much, so it doesn't matter how much you make. That is disgusting, the money. It's Crystalline. Thank you. It was funny when you were struggling to pronounce my name. Yeah. I go derp sometimes. That I'm tired already. We got messages on my computer. Oh, we've hit 2 hours. I'm gonna quit this shit. Mr. B says, okay, that's a very true story. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It matters how much money you save. Jay Sewell says, I think truckers need to be more compensated. We can't be. They made the job too easy. They put automatic transmissions in the trucks. They're starting to make the trucks that drive themselves now. It's not here yet, but it's going to happen. We're not skilled labor. You can't make money if you're not skilled. Park City Powder, our hot lady around here. Everybody hit the like button and subscribe to Sterling Wheel. Yeah, that's cool. Chris Reed says, thank you, sir. Hope you are staying warm, you and your family. I don't have family. It's just me and this truck because nobody loves me. And we are staying warm. It's actually a little bit too warm. I'm sweating my balls off. And we need to hit the road. Mr. B says, I spent half on drugs, drinking, and hookers. The rest I just wasted. It doesn't matter how much money you make. The man says, left or right, we're all Americans and our rights have been violated. That's right. Jay Sewell says, see you out there. We'll see you kids later. I hope you're doing good. We had a good chat today. We just sat here and bullshitted for a little bit. Got 71 likes for this little improvised ICE protest. Fuck ICE. We hate ICE. And I'm going to press buttons that make things go away.